Okay, right. This is my second time trying to use live to write my blog post using all the AI tools. And also at the same time, final, finally figured out how to use the roadcaster because previously it had some problem. And so now I'm connecting my phone to the roadcaster so you can hear the intro music. Right. I hope you can hear it. If not, I'll be like moving like a stupid guy here. So I've also gone live on Instagram too. So it's Gareth Wong One there. And so in short, the reason why I'm doing this because I've challenged my kids to create more. So hopefully she's creating some artwork in her room whilst I write my blog post, although 2 weeks late now. So I've missed 1 week. So I'll try and do this live, most of it anyway. And I'll explain to you the reason why I'm doing it. And then all the things that I'll be putting into the AI engines to help me write the post. And of course, there are some AI tools that actually can take articles, what they call multimodal, pictures, and other things to help write it. But of course, I'm cheapskate. Well, actually, I'm slow to technology. Previously, I was buying all the new gadgets, the latest BlackBerry, latest iPhones, as soon as it launched. But once you get older, I guess, like Buddhists say, everything is meaningless. So now I even buy them secondhand, and because ultimately, if it's not good products, then secondhand has no value, isn't it? But let's not get distracted. Um, so let me put back the music. Hang on, let me. Don't know why there's no more music now. In the garden of twilight. Yeah. So, long story short, this is what I'm going to discuss. So, this is the music that I created. It doesn't have commercial license, but then again, this is a trial. So I'll now share the desktop. Right. So it's what it looks like with Instagram streaming. Although I think it's dead, so it doesn't really matter, even. So I wanted to really talk about last week was about the tech layoff. So the layoff in data, is affected quite a lot of companies. But as I was going to explain, is that is mostly due to over hiring, and of course, fat. Like in my corporate days in telecoms and outsourcing services, you can see that there's a lot of people that just focus on making teas, chatting with the nice and sometimes not nice secretaries, scheming, that kind of thing. Nothing wrong with it, but it's not really productive. So that's what I was going to talk about. Trying to challenge them to better do something good. Yeah, it transpires that now after a week, all news become slow news, and then Axios, it's also written about the fact that you don't need to freak out about it. I was going to refer to Roger. He's just created this layoff FYI. Yeah. So actually, yeah. And so you know, so since I missed 1 week, family, friends, and hosting some dinners, didn't really make the time. So now I'm making time. In fact, I actually skipped the screening of Argyle, the latest movies. It's only rated IMDb 6. So I thought let's not waste time with TV or with a program that's also. This week I wanted to about layoff, to talking about what people actually can do to as a community. So these are old, some young people here. I think that's one of the son of the oldies. In short, they actually pull the resources to create their own kind of commune. So this is actually rich people's commune, right? Because they altogether raise like 10 million to build, the community in the area. I'll put the link to that. But what I'm trying to say in the blog post, hopefully in the end result, is to talk about the fact that forget about unlimited growth. Forget about the fact that people want to just keep growing for at all cost. Maybe it is time, especially for those people that have been laid off, to actually think about what you might be able to do, adding value, creating your own small community. Because as Kevin, the founder of Wired, mentioned, all you need is 1,000 fans, right? So ultimately, if you can actually create a community, solve some issues. I mean, I don't think we can afford more newsletter, So let's build something else. Don't build Substack newsletter, because let's be frank. I can pay like $10 or $20 for New York Times per year. Ultimately, can't really afford to pay tens of twenties of hundreds of Substack subscription. And they are much more expensive, or some of them more than the New York Times. And then also I like to highlight how potentially music, like what you're listening to now, within this community could potentially create to help fix the world and harness those people that's been laid off, right? So that's it. And of course, there's all these discourse about this is a great article that I just came across today, through Twitter or Xter, but I don't really read that much. But this was referred by Rory Sutherland, so I did give it a look, and I realized it was by David Brooks. And so I re-listened to it a few times, and yes, he's speaking truth. But then of course, David Brooks, great thought leaders and thinkers, but we have too many now. We don't have enough doers, right? I mean, we have all these professors. I've met tons of them. We have thought leaders, tons of them. But our society is shit and more shit than before. So no, we need more. We need more. We need fixes. So let's just do something to fix the world, man. Okay, so let's get to it. Right. So this is my process. The process is, just to explain briefly, all of these chatbots, for those that are uninitiated, and if you're as cheap as me, you don't need to pay for it still, right? So the main one that I use is ChatGPT. Still 3.5 is not that good, okay, but it does the job, as a comparison. Anthropic is actually not bad. I've created quite a few things with it, but I wanted to just put it as as an example to show you. So Bard is from Google. Anthropic is ex OpenAI. Just to clarify, OpenAI is not open, so it's actually a private platform. Same for Anthropic. So OpenAI has got money from Microsoft, so it's in a lot of these Copilot from from Microsoft now. So if you have Microsoft 365, what you can do is you can actually just go to Copilot.Microsoft.com, and then you'll be able to log in and use it. So in short, what it is if you actually use it on the mobile, you don't have the choice when you're using it through the other browsers. So you can also specify it and use it with Edge, the Edge uh, um, browser. Yes, there is another browser called Edge that's from Microsoft. So you can use that from them, and just on the as a demonstration, I'll use this to show you. So if you could, so Microsoft directly, which is also based on ChatGPT. I haven't managed to use the 01 from Kai-Fu Lee yet, because you need to implement the model directly. So let's figure that out. So the working phase, and and then of course there are some other new studios, some AI products that you can build. I've gone on a what is it called? Small seminar by MindStudio AI by Dimitri. I think the potential is great because they can use multiple models. However, I just try to log in now to show you what can be done. Sadly, I can't log in, so I guess I probably either have to pay or they have a service issue. So I think that looks very promising. And of course, there's a MindStudio.AI, which is the French startup, and all of them generally, for your information, they want to have $20 per month. So it's kind of like a universal theme. So once again, it's just like Substack. You said how many can you afford to buy. So there's another which is another tools that you can use multiple models. But Paul, the challenge then is Paul is that once again, if you wanted to use the premium model, you could pay $20 per month, and then there is also a limit as to how much you can create from Paul. And don't forget, every time you use any of these things, you're actually leaking data. Okay, so if we use MindStudio, we're relying on the fact that they will keep our data safe or your data safe. So that's why I actually don't put anything that is confidential there ever. So don't do it. Yeah, so be very wary, especially your bank details, bank account, although that you might want to find a pattern, but seriously, don't trust them. It's not them that is the issue. It's the fact that internet at this moment in time, it is about growth at all costs. So all these companies, the growth or their KPI is actually not you as a customer. The KPI is top line growth in terms of number of users that have downloaded the app, created their accounts. How many of them have actually paid. So all these they have to deliver on a weekly, monthly basis to the VCs that they report to. So their client actually is the VCs, the angel investors, the people that give them the money, not you. Okay, so think through that properly before you put in any you know private information there. Right. I hope you've got yourself a cup of tea. I've got some chrysanthemum and white tea here. Too hot, actually. And of course, some snacks. Let's see, all these are homemade. Nuts. So all these I've already blogged about what you need to do to self-nudge to be healthier. So okay, right. So without further ado, I think we've gone in like 15 minutes of just fluff, and let's get down to it. So this is what I'm going to do. I've done all the introduction. I hope you can actually hear the music. Right, so this is what we do now. Right. Stretch a little bit because it's very tiring. Okay. Okay. Right, so I cheated. I have some time. Life is short, so I just do this. I have a short prompt that I created before. It doesn't really change much. In fact, it actually blocks. It gets blocked by some of the chatbots. So I think ChatGPT is okay with this. Some of them actually, admit their own fallibility and say they can't write a Pulitzer Prize-winning article. How to harness. Right. Okay. So as I write, I'm going to turn up the music a little bit so that you can enjoy the music. Right. Shine bright, love the world with love, spell the endless night. This Christmas, we won't just dream in vain. We'll come together, ignite the flame. In the tapestry of change, we'll find our refrain. In the digital ages labyrinth, we find our way, confronting truths that haunt our souls each day. Algorithms connect, but also divide. But let oh, in the symphony of collective dream, let's orchestrate a melody that gleams. Drown out the noise of division so loud. With harmonies that inspire, we will astound. Let our voices echo, let the message resound. Join the movement, let your light shine bright. Flood the world with love, spell the endless night. This Christmas, we won't just dream in vain. We'll come together, ignite the flame. In the tapestry of change, we'll find our refrain. In the digital ages labyrinth, we find our way, confronting truths that haunt our souls each day. Algorithms connect, but also divide. But let
In the garden of twilight, the shadows dance, a melody whispers, a fleeting chance. Moonlights embrace a celestial trance. We're lost in the echoes of a serenade advance. Oh yeah, stars paint the canvas with silver threads. Time slows down, the universe treads essence of dreams in the night soft bed. Lost reflection is tenderly spread beneath the willow. Secrets unfold and whispers untold. Battles of passion, a story to hold. A symphony written in colors bold, chasing horizons. In the garden of twilight, a shadow stands, a melody whispers, a fleeting chance. Moonlights embrace a celestial trance. We're lost in the echoes of a serenade's advance. Oh yeah, stars paint the canvas with silver threads. Time slows down, the universe treads essence of dreams in the night soft bed. Lost reflection is tenderly spread. In the garden of twilight where shadows dance, a melody whispers a fleeting chant. Yeah. Moonlight's embrace a celestial trance. We're lost in the echoes of a serenade's advance. Ooh, yeah. Stars paint the canvas with silver threads. As time slows down, the universe treads essence of dreams in the night soft bed, where love's reflection is tenderly spread. Ooh. In a world where silence is the loudest cry, we're all searching for a reason why. Tangled in a web of empty screens and empty hearts, we're lost, drifting apart. Through the darkness, a glimmer of hope ignites, a movement rising, shining with light. With watchers urge the network we all need to combat the loneliness epidemic sees. Join the movement, embrace the call, to craft a narrative that transcends and enthralls. Together as creators, leaders in our prime, we'll redefine the norm, one story at a time. Through acts of service, let's make the change. From loneliness to connection, the world rearrange. Be the catalyst, the spark that ignites, the ripple that spreads, the beacon of light. Let's join together, fix the world, let's fix loneliness.
Of course, a lot of times I just keep typing. I just keep typing. In fact, I don't trust my voice recognition, because usually, potentially, we could actually get the system to recognize my speech, and then it types. But with my bad accent, it doesn't recognize my what I wanted to say. So sadly, that's why I have to type. And thankfully, when I was young, I forced myself kind of like now I'm forcing myself to do this newsletter, and hopefully my kid is forcing herself to do some more art. And you have to force yourself. And because I forced myself, I actually learned to type using a manual. I think it was Olympus, manual Olympus typewriters with a book that I bought from Hong Kong. I couldn't speak English then, but I still learned to type. Yeah, so that's why I have to boringly type it. But all this is from my brain, so invariably there will be mistakes, but the idea is there. You need to bear in mind that all of these. Oh yeah, actually, I should include one of the articles that actually highlights. Um, there are a lot of people online that let me just put that down a little bit. There are a lot of people online that keep saying that they are very creative. Um, I've actually used it quite a lot since launch. Um, what I find is that they are only as creative as how you prompt it. So like now, what I'm trying to put here, I in the old days it would take me 2 or 3 days to write a long article and edit because I'm not a writer, as you can see. I'm a talker. Um, but what I found is that with all these with the status of the chatbots now, I actually put a lot of all these thoughts together, and what happens is that, especially with Anthropic, I would actually put quite a few of these um, uh, um, research articles, that I read into the Anthropic as to provide further context and research. Um, and so actually the article that comes out after these, um, it forms a very good bedrock for me to edit, because invariably, um, I'm not sure if you know what all these chatbots are. They actually don't understand the meaning of the words that they type. So they are, it's kind of like, it's like a genius dummy, okay, that predicts the next word. So what the industry parlance, called stochastic parrot. Okay, so what it does is it actually just keep telling you what it thinks that you want. Okay, so in fact that means the creativity comes is kind of what all these people were saying, that is all this prompt engineering, but I think it's actually idea engineering. So you actually form your idea, and then the more ideas you have, and then you give it limitations. So in this scenario, I'm trying to give the limitations. Some people actually like to say, oh, you are a uh, kind of like a doctor, give me advice, and then the limitation is, I'm white, black, and these are the kind of symptoms. So give it more limitations, and restrictions, then the result is usually better. However, you still need to use the common intelligence to parse the answer. So so I would say even after this, my guess is that the result would be okay, but it's okay up to maybe 60-70% of the time, and the rest is actually kind of like totally got the wrong idea. I have to reverse it, I have to edit it. So in fact, I'm going to be honest with you. So this is just an idea to show you the process, but I don't think I'll be able to finish it, because I'll also show you quickly how I actually create different pictures, how to use, all these tools are free. I don't pay for any of them. So in some way this is actually for you, oldies, namely, 40 and above, with quite a few careers, and you're still not daring to get into AI, or in fact for young people, some of my kids' contemporaries, or people I meet, there are other people's kids, 18, they want to get into business, or they want to go into design, or music. Um, I think yeah, do get a degree, but you know what? Just get into AI and just create something, because it is you by the time you graduate, in 1 or 2 years' time, the whole design music industry will change. Will change dramatically. So whatever skills that you think you might be bringing, it might be meaningless then. So be warned. So for you, if you're 40, 50, even 60, just for fun, instead of going out to the movie like I do now, well, don't watch anything less than seven. Ideally it has to be over eight. On IMDb. I know it's a shortcut, but life is short. In fact, my question to you is, what are you doing watching me streaming now? Probably there's only 1 or 2 person watching, but even then, you should be creating your own stuff. This is not rocket science. But anyway, I'll get back to it and I'll put back the music on. Yeah. So looking at it, I've already done 30 minutes, so I'm going to just just keep this brief. Usually I would do it maybe four, maybe up to eight, 10 paragraphs. So it's generally maybe about A4 size. But just for demonstration, I don't want to run more than 1 hour because look, your life is short, and mine is too. So I don't want to, make this too long. So I'll put back the music, and then I'll try and just type some more, and then I'll go into the next phase.
In the garden of twilight, the shadows dance, a melody whispers, a fleeting chance. Moonlights embrace a celestial trance. We're lost in the echoes of a serenade event. Stars paint the canvas with silver threads. Time's lost down the universe. Treads essence of dreams in the night soft bed. Love's reflection is tenderly spread beneath the willow. Secrets unfold in the language of whispers untold. Petals of passion, a story to hold. A symphony written in colors bold. Chasing horizons in the garden of twilight. A shadow dance, a melody whispers, a fleeting chance. Moonlights embrace a celestial trance. We're lost in the echoes of a serenade advance. Oh yeah, stars paint the canvas with silver threads. Time slows down the universe. Treads essence of dreams in the night soft bed. Love's reflection is tenderly spread. In the garden of twilight.
Oh yeah, and another idea is if you are doing all of these, you do a standing desk, but then usually you can also do it one-legged. That's why I'm moving, to the front and the back. So please forgive me. And then it's actually a very good idea to keep yourself fit.
As time slows down, the universe treads essence of dreams in the night soft bed, where love's reflection is tenderly spread. In a world where silence is the loudest cry, we're all searching for a reason why. Tangled in a web of empty springs and empty hearts, we're lost, drifting apart. Through the darkness, a glimmer of hope ignites, a movement rising, shining with light. With watchers urge the network we all need to combat the loneliness epidemic speed. Join the movement, embrace the call, to craft a narrative that transcends and enthralls. Together as creators, leaders in our prime, we'll redefine the norm, one story at a time. Through acts of service, let's make the change. From loneliness to connection, the world rearrange. Be the catalyst, the spark that ignites, the ripple that spreads, the beacon of light. Let's join together, fix the world, let's fix loneliness.
黐苦，哎呀，食苦，食苦，食嘢苦嘅味道。Okay, my Cantonese, obviously, my Cantonese pronunciation isn't great either. And phone, and so this committee was created by the N architect. Right, okay, so usually what I do is write a long
silence is the last cry. We're all searching for a reason why. Tangled in a web of empty screens and empty hearts were lost, drifting apart through the darkness. A glimmer of hope ignites. A movement rising, shining with light. Good watchers, swords, the network we all need.
Right, okay, so I usually get it to reread it, but given the short of time, we're already 41 minutes. I try to finish it, beforehand. So let's do this. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Right. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We try it on ChatGPT. Right. So I just put that. And so since I didn't pay for GPT Plus, I can't include the document. But as you may have noticed, and as I explained, I'm cheap, so I'm not going to do it. I'll just send that, and then we'll see how it comes out. Right. So you can see it's very quick. But of course, whether it's any good is another matter, right? So so I don't think it's done it. So as you can see, it's failed the 80,000 words. So yeah, so I don't think it can do it. But let's see if Claude can do it. So the good thing is that we can actually attach articles. So I think maximum is 5. There is a limit in terms of the number of words. So let's see. Oh yeah, by the way, before I forget, this is okay. Look, this is let's not get distracted. I'm going to show you something else. But hang on. Let me see. Yeah, so let's see. So with Claude, the good thing is that you need to include the articles, but the articles it's best to just do copy and paste because it doesn't. Well, the free version anyway, it doesn't download the articles. So this is what I'm going to do. I just copy it. So that's the first article. And then since I refer to the David Brooks article, let's make sure that I include that. This article is generally very long. I think it was probably paid by the words. And if all these chatbot now, I can write 10 million words, especially if I pay, just for the trial. So let's put this, breaking into big goals. Let's talk about the layoff because that's the key part of the article. And now there isn't much about this, so let's put looking into this article. Okay, so try it using music. This is article. Well, just for the purpose of it, I'll show you because it will actually overflow, and if it does, that means we can't do it. So let's try it and see. You can see that those are the limitations. So this is the 5th article, the last one. And now this is the prompt that I've created. It's actually not very long, with the inclusion of let's hope you let me. I haven't used it for a long time. Doing. Oh, looks like he's doing it. Oh shit. Ah, okay. Right. Let's try again. So I think I put too much. Right, so that's what happens sometimes with things like this. Okay. So let's not put the last one then. One, two, one, two, three. Okay, well let's just try that anyway. Let's see if that works. Oh no, the prompt is too long. Okay, well let's take away the last one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Okay, well that didn't work. Okay, so yeah, I think that there's another thing when you're showing technology. Sometimes it doesn't work. So I'll figure out. So just to show you how to create pictures. So maybe the third time you'll be more lucky. So let's say write a summary from this article so that it is ready for inputting to AI music creator. Right. So basically, I get it to do a summary of that prompt. Um, okay, so actually, it didn't do the summary of my prompt. Do summary of the below prompt for using it with generator. Right, okay, so I need to go back there. Okay. Right, so basically now it should give me a summary. Okay, let's say this the TLDR, and then with the TLDR we can go to this Suno app which I've been creating all this music um, to show you, and so the what I'm going to do is now write poetic lyrics from this. Right. Okay. So and then generate lyrics. Okay. Just in case I don't want to type it again. I'm not sure it would do it. Oh yeah, it does. Right. Okay. So let's say now what I want is I want. What do I want? Shall we do rap? Edgy. Hip hop. I don't know the difference of all of these. Uplifting. Right. Okay. So let's create a. Okay. So one is rap. So country, look, country hip hop uplifting anthem. Right. So at the same time, what we can do is we can use other tools to create, create the. So if I say prompt to be used for generating photo using. So now I'm still using ChatGPT to, I don't know. So these are kind of like prompts that they use for photos. I don't know. I've never tried this. This is my first time. All right. So let's see if I just copy and paste one of them. And yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see if I go to create. Yeah. No, this is a Copilot. No. Here. That's it. Photo create. That's it. So if I create. So let's see if we create that. This is another tool, so MindStudio, and let's see if for the same prompt create. Okay, so in short, this is using stable diffusion. Bing use the ChatGPT, so that's actually not bad. I don't know what it's trying to do, but this is what it can create, as you can see here. Yeah, so I can format it so that you can see what it looks like. Right, so this is, so that's what it looks like. So that's not bad, is it? So for a second of creation. So this is so the Bing, actually the investor of OpenAI, ChatGPT, use DALL-E. So this is DALL-E 3 with the Bing Copilot, and then this is Night Cafe Studio, which use other models. Majority of them are stable diffusion based. Stable diffusion is the open standards, but other people use that standards to create different models. So these are the different models that people created. So I don't know, Dream Shaper, Real Cartoon, Juggernaut. I have no clue the history or reason. Or so let's try this. You just type the prompt. I don't know whether that's right or wrong or appropriate, and then you go to here, and then you go to runtime, medium, short. Let's go for short. I want it cinematic. Like you choose it, and then basically prompt rate. You just decide how close it uses that. But we're short of time. Let's do this. Right. So, and while she's creating, I think the music is free. Right. Is it? Yes, shutter dilution. I can't play it from here because Rodecaster, haven't really helped me yet. So what happens is I need to play it on the other device. So I'm playing the first one now, the shutter dilution, the one with the rainbow. So let's see. Technology takes its strides, layoffs, hearts spare, but we won't be silent. You like it? So that's the beyond the noise, we'll find our own beat. So that could be the theme for the newsletter. So these are the pictures that's created. So as you can see here, using this model, so this model is Juggernaut. The prompt was actually quite complex, so I think it had difficulties, kind of like conceptualizing it. Right. So that's the first song created. This is the second song. In a world where media collide. It's kind of childish, isn't it, in comparison to but it's not bad. You know what? In the old days, if I could create that. There's someone there that recognizes it. So yes, stable diffusion actually, because it's an open model, there are a lot of people that create kind of like porn or other dodgy stuff, and in fact there's not a lot of limits. So as you can see here, I didn't create this, but you can still see recognizable public figure. So be careful when you use it. um, you know I don't think you'll be sued because as you can see, the quality isn't that great. So just for purposes, for let's try the most popular one. Yeah, let's try the most popular one, and then let's see how good that is. All right, so Bing, let's create it again. So I think that's about the key things that I wanted to show you. I mean, of course, I've also used other things. This is my Flickr account. Um, However, you be very careful of what you share in public these days. Um, this might be the one for the new year, and then for the Black History Month, I created this. But then again, it's very dangerous. I mean, to share anything. I don't want people to think, I'm trying to do whatever. And oh yeah, and this is another tool. This is upscaling. You can actually do it online. In short, what it does is you create pictures, and the pictures usually has very low resolution, and so you can use it either online, or if you have a Mac. Mine's only a cheap MacBook, yeah. And yeah, so you can actually run it locally. So that's not too bad, is it, for the same picture? Yeah. So that's what happens too. I use my mapping to remind myself to what else to show you. So of course there is another one key things in the tools I'll keep playing for the I'll do the outro for the last few minutes because we only have about 1 minute left. So yeah, so the last one is Hugging Face, which actually highlights and holds a lot of good stuff. In terms of open license models. You can actually all these tools that previously you have to pay was it Lexa or all these tools that you can download to your phone and then use your face to create kind of like a better version of you. So those actually behind is actually using Hugging Face. But the problem that you have is after you paid to the tools, they actually now have a copy of your likeness. You know that. That means that, same for 11 Labs and others, you actually don't have control now. Um, so invariably in the future, you probably there could be a digital doppelganger, of you. So be very careful of what you do with your own, biological likeness. Your voice, your face, your iris. So WorldCoin. Be very careful of using that. I think, because Sam Altman might be very good at his job, but he's very good at creating value for the VCs and the companies that he creates. So yeah, I won't be using WorldCoin anytime soon. So those are the simple tools. Some not so simple. I mean, I can't log in to show you the MindStudio. That's very new. These hasn't really come up sadly. So promise too long. So I guess that's just the way of trying to get us to pay. So sadly, I can't show that to you. Um, I hope that's been useful. Let me just right, and then here. Right. I hope it's been useful. And let me play the outro. The last two music that's been created.
takes its strides. Chaos cast shadows on despair, but we won't be silenced.
It's actually the rap edgy hip hop. I think it could be better. Let's shift that.
Technology takes its ride. Layoffs cast shadows, hearts despair, but we won't be silenced. We'll rise, we'll share. Beyond the noise, we'll find our own beats. With collaboration, we won't know defeat. Transcending boundaries, hand in hand we'll go. United by purpose, let our actions show.
I don't know. What do you think? I created two more. One is rock hip hop uplifting anthem. I mean, of course, there is still question about the legality of it because we don't know the what's it called, the what they use in the creating the model for Suno, and despite the fact that we could pay for the commercial licenses, which I've been thinking about paying, it's not a lot of money because potentially, my channel and all these could blow up and I could become the next Taylor Swift. However, I think ultimately what they want, as I mentioned before, is they just wanted, people to pay for the service. Whether or not they can actually, like OpenAI, have the firepower to protect you as the licensees or the commercial owner of the license of those music created and protect you, that's another issue. Because if they were that confident, they would probably, just like OpenAI, come out and say, hey, look, I will protect you. Whatever you create, you pay the license and I will protect you. And, and if that's the case, then I'll definitely pay. So last two outro song. So this is in the style of rock hip hop using the same words. Let's see.
In a world where media collides and technology takes its strides, layoffs cast shadows, hearts despair, but we won't be silenced. We'll rise, we'll share. Beyond the noise, we'll find our own beat. With collaboration, we won't know defeat. Transcending boundaries, hand in hand we'll go. United by purpose, let our actions show.
It's not crazy.
In a world where media collides and technology takes its stripes.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like all AI, in some way, it's like creative people too, right? It's just like Beatles. They didn't become big because they were Beatles. It's because they love it. I mean, they've been hanging around in the room forever, trying to kill each other or trying to shag each other's boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know about boyfriend, but girlfriends. Travel the world together, do tons of gigs, tons flop, but basically they keep trying. So with AI, I think it's the same thing. You have to keep trying. But of course, as I mentioned before, because the model is actually using other people's kind of copyrighted details, I think there may be more risk in terms of being sued later on, especially if you get successful. So there's two last one. Let's see if it's any good. This is now only rock anthem. It's not great. Maybe it's also the word thing too. So that's another thing to try. So that's what creative is like. So maybe it's a style. Maybe it's the maybe it's not poetic enough. Maybe the wordings needs to be changed. Maybe yeah. So those are all of these things that you need to think about. Yeah, I think that's the thing, you know. So I mean, next time I'll show you some of the better ones. And yeah, so Suno, if you create, you know, music, it's actually, I think, you know, each day or each week you have you know, free credits to do so. So this is outro now. Thank you very much for the time. I think I've succeeded in showing you what can be done. However, I think I may have failed in creating the full blog post, but I hope it shows you the opportunity, how easy it is, and then likely things that you need to bear in mind when you create things using AI. And so that's it. And have a good weekend. And enjoy. Go create. Cheers. Let's see how to stop this.